Hey, this is Tarkov Talks. Think of it like a podcast with a chance of murder, a show where we discuss mostly gaming while I play Tarkov in the background. And today we're going to talk about Magic the Gathering, which has been possibly the most popular trading card game for 25 years. I'm Shardon and I'm here with TheSix, who has recently played his first games of Friday Night Magic. Hello, Six. So, first
Yes,
Magic ever, or just first Friday Night
not
Magic?
ever. So I played a little bit way back in the day when I was in high school. I'm gonna date myself right now. About 17 years ago.
That's a long time
Uh,
ago. I'm going to pretend
yeah,
it
there
was
was.
more recent for me.
Yeah. So there was like a little magic club that played during lunch, and a few times like I had nothing to do and I hung out with them, and I played a few games. I was mostly into like I liked the cards. The graphics and the designs on the cards were really cool, so I collected them, and then just a couple times played.
That is actually one of maybe even my favorite part of the game as well. So what did you think about actually like getting to play in this Friday Night Magic recently?
So yeah, my buddy took me out Friday night to Magic at one of our local card shops. It's like Clockwork Gaming or something. It's super cool. And I had tried it. It was different than the time I played it. So it's this one. I think it's called like EFT or something like that.
EDH?
EDH. That's it. EDH. Yeah. So it's you have one like commander card, and then you have your normal deck that normally plays around the commander card, which I thought was a really cool idea. Um, I went in there thinking I was like, it'll be a nice night out, like just get out of the house. I actually had a lot of fun. Met two random dudes that joined us and were like helping teach me, and were super excited about teaching me how to play Magic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, honestly, probably one of my favorite experiences as far as nerd related goes.
Excellent. People don't know EDH is also known as Commander, which because it has that. It stands for Elder Dragon Highlander, and I have no idea why that's the origin
Yeah, that makes no
of its
sense with
naming. Well,
because
I
yeah,
think
as
it
long
was
as it's a
like
legendary creature, it can be your commander. I learned that.
yeah, and that's part of the deal with it, I guess. But yeah, I have personally actually never gotten to play that mode in a meaningful capacity. So it's a
Apparently, yeah, that's what they were telling me. EDH is actually better played with three or more people. Like a
yeah.
one-on-one, it's not as good. Like it's still fun, but the classic version, I guess, is what you would call it, is better for like one-on-one playing.
I could I could definitely see that. That makes sense.
But yeah, I ended up buying one of those like the pre-made decks or whatever. I didn't plan on ever spending money on Magic because I have enough hobbies that take my money. But I got hooked enough after one session of playing that I'm like, okay, I'm buying my own deck.
And then all of a sudden you're just right in, huh?
Yep, now I'm like, ooh, I need to go look on like Craigslist and see if anyone's selling Magic.
That is hilarious. And
Because
not
I'm like,
actually
I want to
terribly
build, I want
surprising
to
to
play.
me. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
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 kind
it's
of
really fun.
addicting almost.
It definitely is. It also has the there are so many bodies in here. Um,
Well, I mean,
it
it is a podcast with a chance of murder.
it's people's got murdered before I got here, and hopefully some of the so many like I don't understand. This is some of the most murder that I've seen here, honestly. Like I'm struggling right now with what to do with loot. Sorry for the interruption with that one, but man. Um, so back to the topic. So what did you enjoy kind of the most about your night?
Honestly, so we went, and it was actually so it's Friday Night Magic. For those of you who don't know, is actually I thought Friday Night Magic was just what people called it when they, and that's the day they played.
Hmm.
Apparently, that's actually when they do like real competitions and stuff.
Yeah.
So when I got there, there's probably 50 people in this store playing. Like half the store was the competition, and they actually had what is it, a draft competition or something like that, where they open up packs
Hmm.
and like pass it around. And you take one card, then you pass it down, and you create a full deck doing it that way. I thought that was
Yeah.
super cool. Um, but honestly, my favorite part was the community. Like everyone in there was super nice. Everyone in there was like ecstatic that a new person was trying out Magic and wanted to play. And
That's pretty
like
cool.
Yeah, the two guys, me and my buddy were sitting there, and he was trying to explain it, and apparently one of the guys overheard, and he's like, "Are you just learning?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh my god!" So, and he started showing me his deck and his cards. He's like telling me what they all did and all this stuff, and just like got super excited to introduce someone to his hobby. And it seemed like everyone in there was that way, because even people that weren't like playing with us were like would stop by and be like, "Oh, you should play that card next." Like
Heh,
telling me like helping me play because they were just excited to have another person in their group, sort of thing. And I just
that is
loved that
awesome,
feeling.
actually.
Yeah, it was really cool. And maybe that was just our store in my little town, but I loved that feeling.
That really feels like it could be. Feels like it could be normal. The one of the I mean, there's several. One of the Magic subreddits that I peruse is probably
Yeah.
the least toxic Reddit that I've ever encountered. Um, so yeah, I could definitely see the community being really helpful. Also, I just escaped getting murdered from somebody who was still there with the murders. So
That is funny.
yes, yes, I am very looted, and I don't want to get murdered now. So what would you say is like so the best part being the community? Is there anything that was not the best part? Like what's the worst part, or anything negative you see about
I wouldn't
Magic?
really say any of it's like a quote unquote negative, because honestly, all in all, I had such a great time. I would say the biggest probably negative is there is so much that goes into it. Like, it is a lot to learn between the like 80 different types of creatures there are, all the different types of spells and enchantments and artifacts and all this other stuff, and what each card can do to the other card, and all this type of stuff. And it's like,
Oh
it's
yeah,
so much to learn. And so for someone like me who is very competitive, I knew my group was being very nice, because like they could have wiped me out within the first like 20 minutes, but they just
they
let me go.
they weren't just straight dunking on you.
Yeah, they weren't just straight killing me. Like, I know if I would just go in there and play with normal people while introducing me to playing, still playing competitively, would have destroyed me.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
that's
knowing the
probably
interaction, knowing the decks too, because you got to
yes,
learn. You need to learn your deck, and then to do it really well, you need to learn when they play a card or their commander, what their deck is going to have in it just ahead of time.
exactly. So knowing all the card, like, so when I got my pack, for example, and I was going through it with the people, because I bought it right after our first game before our other two guys left, and they were going through my pack with me, and they were like, "Oh, that card's really good," and they were like, "That goes really well with this," and they just knew every like what goes really well with it, what you would want to put in that deck with it, and they just knew. So they would like going up with against a person like in a competition, they would
Well,
know. Oh, that's probably something they're gonna try and play something with this type of card.
think of it like how you know World of Warcraft.
I was thinking like that, or like Peekaboo, how he can literally narrate how an arena match is going to go. That's what these guys were doing with Magic the Gathering. They just knew what people were going to try and play.
For
And I
sure.
think that's like, while it's not a negative, that is the hardest part about it, is getting to that point, because that is a huge point. This game's been around for so long, and most of these people are so into it. Anyone you go into or go to play against is going to have, most of the time, going to have at least close to that knowledge.
Yeah, and I could agree that I could see how that's not necessarily a negative, but is a struggle all the same.
Yeah.
Like trying to learn all of those different aspects of it. Would you say that you probably already gotten hooked, or are you still on
Oh
the
yeah, I'm
fence
totally
about
going back next Friday.
that is awesome, and I'm terribly jealous.
Like,
Um,
probably going earlier. So I went at 8. Apparently the competition starts at about 6. It
mhm.
slowly started to like die out around 10:30, 11. So I'm
Okay.
probably gonna go earlier so I get more time with more people to play.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That
it
makes
was. I had a lot of fun. I really want to play with my deck. My deck, apparently, like, while good, it's only really good, like really, really strong, when I play with multiple people. So I have this thing called like goading or something like that,
mhm.
which makes it to where other people have to attack when they play, but they can't attack me.
It's like a taunt, but taunts to somebody else, right?
Yeah, so like I can have these super monsters, and they attack, and whatever I attack or whatever they hit, they make the other players people attack. So like if they have like a 10-10 monster, and I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, he's goaded, they can't attack me, but he's got to attack his next turn with his 10-10 against the other people. So I
Like,
pretty much make each other kill each other.
the way you say that sound like goated, like the greatest of all time. Like this guy's goated. Like,
Pretty
well,
much. That's what you feel like. But like I don't know how else to say it. Like I guess I could
no,
find my cards, but I think
no,
that's
no.
what it's
That
called.
is the correct. You're using the correct term. It's just it's funny
Okay.
to hear it because I don't talk with a lot of people about Magic, so to hear that expression is definitely would be using the other way. So it's just it's pretty funny. Yeah, I haven't played actually in really a long time other than some Magic the Gathering online, which may pop up here in the channel sometime. But I have done in the past like 6 months to a year, got really into collecting, which I've gotten pretty lucky with some like Facebook and Craigslist purchases, but otherwise it's really expensive. So that's the one like can be struggle if you're trying to keep up with this game is the keeping up with all the
Yeah,
new
because
sets
there's
and
a lot
such.
of variations and stuff I've noticed.
There is
I didn't know what it was, but there's a little logo on the cards that had like numbers and symbols, and apparently that's the like
the set,
season or whatever it's called. The set, thank
the
you.
set. Yes,
That
yes.
those cards are, and like just in the
Ooh, and
first
there's a
deck I was
bunch.
playing, yeah, he had like 15 different ones just in the set I was playing,
Yep,
or the deck
the
I was
deck.
playing.
Yeah, like on this channel we have an opening of I think it was Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Uh that I did an opening video. I'm gonna be doing I have prepared, not filmed yet, but decks to do Innistrad Crimson Vow. I have some Kamigawa Neon Dynasty collector boosters, which you will personally like those. So when I put that up, you should actually watch that video just for the art, because that one's like future Japanese um,
That's kind
anime-ish,
of
like
cool.
mechs and stuff. It's such a cool set.
There
It's
was actually
actually
that's one of the things. I had a promo card in my deck. It was a Godzilla promo card, and I had Godzilla in my deck.
oh man, no, I want those. I wasn't
It was
messing with
so
Magic during
cool.
that. I want it.
Yeah,
Um,
it was so cool.
Yeah, and then I'm also going to be doing an opening of one of the newest sets as of the time of this recording, Double Masters. I got a draft booster for that to open, and that one's interesting because those, which are something you'll find probably something you'll want to look into in the future. Not that set because it's really expensive already, even though it just came out. Um, but the Masters product, they take some of the best, coolest cards from the past and put them all in one set and just re-release them. So it's
Yeah,
just
that's
like
actually
all the
another
hype
thing that's
stuff.
really cool about Magic is like whether you're super hooked on playing it or not, like there's still actually a lot of value in the cards. Like I opened my deck and I think I paid $35 for 100 cards or something like that.
Hmm.
That's a hundred
Yeah,
card deck, and I'm one of my cards is already worth $20.
which is
So
pretty exceptional.
like if I really wanted to, or you're like, I don't want to because it's a good card, but if I really wanted to, like I could sell one or two cards and make my money back for that set, like that deck that
Yeah,
I'm playing.
that is probably unusual because usually the stores will either a they don't get that valuable until they're older, or the stores will raise their prices to make sure it's kind of more than the expected value of the
So
deck.
yeah, so that's one of the things is like the pre-con decks that I had. There was 25, 30, 35, and a 40. I bought the 35 because it was had the coolest commander card, I think. Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
picked my deck on who looked the coolest.
No, it's that's totally a cool, especially on a
Yeah,
pre-constructed
it
like that.
was
That's totally a cool way to do
it's a
it.
dragon deck. Like all my shit is flying dragons and stuff, and I was like, that's so cool.
Yes, that's actually going to be one of the things I collect. Like I'm already working on it, so I haven't organized it. Will be dragons. I'm gonna have a whole binder just of nothing but dragons.
So, but
Um,
inside that pre-constructed deck, there was a booster pack. It came with a booster pack of like
Oh, so
random
that's what
cards.
those two cards were. Yeah, that's the so
Yeah, so
that
my
booster pack is a mini version of a collector's booster.
yeah, so it's like I think it's like 5 or 6 cards,
Hmm.
and one of those cards was my $20 card.
God, no, that makes sense how that happened. Okay, no, now I get it.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
weird, but I'm not gonna correct you. I don't know enough, but no, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
these
So
guys had all the apps and everything saved on their phone for like where to
the
find out how
scanning,
much cards are worth and
yes,
everything. Yeah, it was really fun. It
that
was
makes
really
sense.
cool. Like I'm really excited for Friday.
No, it sounds like it. And I've been out of this run for actually for a little bit, but we've been kind of vibing here, so I didn't want
I'm
to.
actually really hyped about this topic because I had a lot of fun. So
Right? Yeah, so I
I
didn't
got
want to.
into it.
The loot was let's put it in a Magic context. I'm gonna go with like unlimited set. So the
This
third
one's
set
above
that
my
came
head,
out.
but
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna go with man, I don't know something that'd be a good reference for people who aren't major Magic nerds. It was a really good loot. I'm just gonna go with that. It's unlimited set. If you play Magic, you know
So,
what I mean.
for
Um,
the non-Magic people, scale of 1 to 10.
uh, like an 8
Okay, so
of
really
Scav
good
loot.
set. Okay.
Yeah, so I left out of there with 7 dog tags or something. For
Holy shit.
instance, 2 fully built guns, an armored rig. It's just pretty good stuff. And then somebody tried to murder. There was another body inside the building, and somebody tried to murder me. So I had to nope right out of there and not get murdered by probably a player who was still sorting his kills. Um, but so, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap this up and do the compulsory ending plugs?
Only thing I would say I would add um, is if you have never played before or you used to play back in the day, go check out a card store. Like don't go to Amazon and buy your pack. Go into the card store because you get to meet most of the people that work there are super hyped about the games and would
Mm-hmm.
love to sit there and talk to you about it. And it's the feel of it is just so much fun. So go into your local card shop, your local nerd card shop, and maybe go Friday nights and
Yeah, if
check
you're
out
looking for
Magic again.
magic, yeah, hit up Friday
Yeah,
nights. The other thing I'd advise
most
for
stores
people,
do it.
if you're not feeling as social, there is Magic the Gathering Arena, which is like a easier to learn kind of condensed version of Magic, free to play.
The
Um,
mobile game, isn't it?
yeah,
Or is
yeah,
that
it's
one?
mobile,
Okay.
mobile or PC. It's kind of like the Hearthstone version of Magic, but it has the same cards and same mechanics and same rules. But
Okay.
it's just online. You can earn your packs. You can also spend money, but you can like earn everything for free. So for learning and for playing with it, messing around, that's a great place to like experiment with the game before you spend money. And then when you do spend money, uh, local gaming shop is a really good place to support smaller people and keep them in business.
Yeah, definitely say go check it out unless you like are very don't like people, which I understand completely.
I do that. Do that. It keeps me away from there a little bit sometimes. So again, this is I've been talking here with TheSix. His socials will be naturally linked down below. Definitely like, subscribe, hit the bell. I don't normally mention this, but if you happen to like this topic of Magic, there will be box openings, and if people show interest in the channel on that subject, probably start messing with potentially some deck builds or some Magic Online or Magic Arena to
Even
try
some
some of that
guidance,
stuff.
maybe just explaining what's it like, because there's so much in it would be an interesting thing. That's
I
actually something. If you're interested in maybe trying to learn with us, say something down in the comments. I would love to learn with people and
Yeah,
grow my magic knowledge in the comments or in videos with people.
yeah, we can learn on Arena so people can uh,
Yeah, they can come in and play with us.
play
So yeah,
together.
if you're interested in that, leave a comment that you're interested, and we'll try and set something like that up.
Absolutely. And this has been an alternate image gaming video. Tarkov Talks again. Only a chance of murder this time. We did not get murdered talking about Magic. So if you liked it, again, like, subscribe, comment. And as always, have a great day.